Hi friends, welcome to Electronicals. Today we are going to discuss about the process of word formation in linguistics. So what is word formation? In linguistics, word formation refers to the ways in which new words are formed by adding affixes or on the basis of other words or morphological processes. So that is word formation in simple terms. Let's move on to the different types of word formation or different methods of word formation. Here is the first one, derivation or affixation. Derivation is a process of word formation where a new word is formed by attaching a derivational affix to a stem. The process may also be termed affixation. So, derivation is the process of attaching an affix to a stem. Derivation or affixation can be of two types. So there is two types of derivation or affixation. It is prefixation and the second one suffixation. So what is prefixation? Adding a prefix to the base with or without change in word class. So attaching a prefix to the base is prefixation with or without change in word class. For example, the word unhappy. Happy becomes unhappy when the prefix un is attached to the stem happy. Thus it becomes unhappy. Then another example, misunderstand. Understand becomes the word misunderstand when the prefix miss is attached to the stem understand. Then it becomes misunderstand. Miss plus understand, misunderstand. So that is prefixation. Then the second one, suffixation. It is adding a suffix to the base with or without change in word class. As we have seen in the case of prefixation, there we added prefix. But here, suffix is being added to the base with or without change in word class. For example, the word worker. How it becomes worker? When when the suffix er is attached to the stem or the word work, it becomes worker. Work plus er, it becomes the word worker. Another example is here, manhood. How manhood forms? When the suffix hood is added to the word man or attached to the stem man, that is man plus hood, it becomes the word manhood. It is by adding a suffix to the stem. So this is suffixation. Then let's move on to the second method. The second one is conversion. Conversion is the process of word formation by assigning the base to a different word class without changing its form. That is with zero fixation. So what is conversion? Conversion occurs with zero fixation. Affixation didn't take place there. There is no affixation, no attaching a prefix or suffix to the stem occurs. There is no affixation, no fixation takes place there. But it is the process of assigning the base to a different word class without changing its form. The form of the word doesn't changes, but what happens is that it changes or convert to a different word class without changing its form. For example, when we take the word ride, we know we use ride as a verb. There is a word ride which is a verb, and also we know the word ride which is used as a noun. So when we take ride as a verb, we can say that, for example, riding a car, it is a verb. Ride becomes a verb there, riding a car. Then ride as a noun, for example, horse ride. That is an example of noun, horse ride. Then another example is red as a noun and as an adjective as in red rose, etc. So red, as we all know, red is the name of a color and it is a noun. But when we take red rose, the red is there, the red there is an adjective in red rose, red bow, red bat, etc. That's all with conversion. Then the third method, which is very simple, is compounding. Compounding is a process of word formation by adding one base to another. It is a process of attaching a base to another. For example, tablecloth. Tablecloth becomes a word, a unified word, when two bases are attached together. For example, table plus cloth. Then it becomes tablecloth. Then another example, color blind. It becomes color blind when the base color is attached to another base blind. Thus it becomes color blind. Color plus blind, color blind. Then here is the fourth one, reduplicatives. English words formed by duplicating or repeating certain sounds are called reduplications. It's a morphological process in linguistics where the root word or a part of it is repeated, perhaps with a slight change, to form a new word. It's a process of word formation where words having its duplicates with identical features, identical sounds, or with words with slight changes forms. For example, tip top, uh, pitter patter, seesaw, walkie talkie. Here we can see many similarities between these words. So the repeated word is called a reduplicate. So that is reduplication. But there are two types of reduplication, total and partial. So what is total reduplication? It involves a reduplication of the entire word. Total reduplication involves a reduplication of the entire word. For example, goody goody, bye bye, etc. So that is total reduplication. Then what is partial reduplication? Partial reduplication involves a reduplication of only one part of the word. For example, ding dong. Here only the first sound is being changed. Ding becomes dong. That is D and dong, what slightly differs. Then zigzag, crisscross, etc. So that is reduplication or reduplicatives. Then the fifth one, abbreviation or clipping. In clipping or abbreviation, a long word is shortened by cutting off parts of it, and a word thus formed is called a clipped word. In clipping, a long word is shortened by cutting the parts of it. For example, we use the word max, but the actual word for max is mathematics. We all know that, but we generally use the word max. Then exam. The full form of exam is examination, but we all use the term exam. It's a abbreviated form of examination or a clipped word. Then lab for laboratory. There are another many examples, that is fridge for refrigerator, etc. So that is abbreviation or clipping. Then the sixth one, acronymy. What is acronymy? In this process, a word is formed from the first letters of a series of words. The new words are called acronyms. So, a word formed from the first letters of a series of words is called acronyms or acronymy. For example, UNICEF. UNICEF is the full form of the United Nations Children's Emergency Fund. It is the full form of UNICEF. UNICEF, the word UNICEF is formed from the first letters of this sentence, the United Nations Children Emergency Fund. That is fund. That is UNCEF. UNICEF. Then another example, NASA. NASA is being formed from the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. It's NASA, NASA. So these are the examples of acronymy. These are the acronyms. So let's move on to what is alphabetism. Alphabetism is a process which we can relate to acronymy. Alphabetism is when acronyms pronounced are sequences of letters can be called alphabetism. For example, BBC, British Broadcasting Corporation. Here we did not spell it as a word, but we spell it in the correct letters. As per the letters, we spell it BBC. British Broadcasting Corporation, SBI, State Bank of India. But it is different from acronymy, but it is related to acronymy. So that is alphabetism and acronymy. Then next one, blending of portmanteau words. This is a process in which two parts of two different words are blended to form a new word. Words formed in this way are called blends. It is also known as portmanteau words. When two different parts of two different words are blended together, a new word is formed. It is known as blends or portmanteau words. So that is explained here. For example, escalator. How the word escalator is formed? By blending the words escalate and elevator. Escalate plus elevator, thus the word escalator formed. Then we use the word branch. It is the blending of two different words, different parts of two different words. That is breakfast plus lunch. That is brunch. The food that we take between the time of breakfast and lunch is known as brunch. Then another word, smoke. It is the blending of smoke plus fog. That is smoke. So that is blending of portmanteau words. Then the next one, back formation. Generally, we can say that for in easy terms or in simple terms, we can say that back formation is the revised process of derivation, because derivation or affixation is attaching affixes to a stem, but here we are doing removing affixes from a stem. Then back formation refers to the process of creating a new lexeme by removing actual or supposed affixes. The resultant new word is called a back formed word. Process of forming verbs from nouns contrary to the general pattern of word formation. As we have said, it is the revised process of derivation or affixation, removing affixes from the stem. For example, when we take edit, the word edit formed from the word editor by removing or from it. Thus, it becomes the word edit. Then another word, revise. The word revise formed from revision. Then another word, beg. It formed from beggar by removing some of the parts of it or some of the affixes on it. So this is back formation. As we have said in simple terms, it's the revised process of derivation or affixation. Then the ninth one, autonomation. A number of words have been derived from names of persons and places. This process is known as autonomation. We have used the names of famous persons and places, and it have been adopted as a word in general use. For example, boycott. It's a word formed from the name of Captain Boycott. Then Guy, which is formed from the name of the person Guy Fawkes. So that is all about autonomation. Then the next one, borrowing. Borrowing is just taking word from another language. Different languages borrow words from another languages. The borrowed words are called loan words or borrowed words. So that's all about borrowing. Borrowing is borrowing words from another language. For example, cafe, entrepreneur, palette are the words that we have borrowed from French. Then kindergarten, Nazi, noodles came from German, are borrowed from German. They are the loan words from German. Then algebra, tariff are from Arabic. They are the loan words from Arabic. They are the borrowed words from Arabic. Then guru, jungle are the words borrowed from our language, our national language, Hindi. So that is all about borrowing. Then the last one, coinage. Coinage is the invention of totally new words. The invention of new words is called coinage. For example, with the invention of new instruments, new equipments, new technical things. So what we say, uh, different kinds of inventions lead to the formation of new words. For example, WhatsApp. We have not used this word before, but with the invention of the social media WhatsApp, uh, we used to get familiar with that word. That's WhatsApp. Then Twitter, Facebook. These are not a common word in English, but it came to be in use with the invention of this, with the invention of these such social medias or related things. So that's all. So that's all about word formation. I hope all you can understand it. Thanks. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe for more literature related videos. Thank you all.